and so I think I came up, trained at night. Then you, it was you were on a crazy schedule. It was like I trained at night, then you worked all night.
Yeah.
Then we were gonna train in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you like texted me or called me, I can't remember what the technology was at the time, and we're like, hey, I just got called out for the SWAT team.
Mm-hmm.
You guys go ahead and start rolling or sparring or whatever, so and so's at the gym, and I'll get there when I get there.
Mm-hmm.
So then you showed up after we had trained some, and then you trained with us some, we rolled, we did some more sparring. Then we go to this coffee shop and we took a break for a couple hours, then we drove south. I remember Bill Hill, we went to his place and trained again. So at this time, I don't know, I think you were running on like 36 hours with no sleep, and I had driven up, so I was running, who knows how much I slept, and literally like living on coffee.
Sure.
You were cutting to 185 for a fight, from what I remember. And in case anyone watching can't tell, you at 185 look like skin and bones. Like 185 is rough for you.
It is tough.
So you were literally living on coffee and
it's
something
a hard
else.
weight to me.
And weight cuts weren't quite the science back then. They were just like, don't eat,
don't eat.
Drink caffeine, and I think you'll get skinny.
And dehydrate yourself.
Dehydrate yourself, because that's good for performance.
Yeah,
and
it was this wrestling base cutting at that time.
But I remember when we were sitting there drinking coffee on the break, if you want to call it that, between training, and I remember like that schedule to a lot of people would sound very stressful, right?
Sure.
But you didn't present as stressed, right? And I remember talking with you about it a little bit. We were just kind of kicked back in a booth talking about it, and you were like, man, when I have a bunch of stuff going on, I just ride the wave. Like I'm just in it, and I used that for a lot of those kinds of times in my life when I was just running hot, little sleep, many things going on. One of the things with being a generalist is you've always got 100 irons in the fire, and you're never paying enough attention to
Exactly.
all those could be a full-time job, and you're trying to be good at them. And then but it's a feeling. Here's how I'm going to tie it to jiu-jitsu, and I think you'll agree. To me, it's a feeling of detachment. Like I'm here and I'm just doing these arts. I'm pursuing whatever it is, and the analogy of riding the wave is like if you look back and you're scared of all the stuff you've put on your plate, if you freeze up and go, how am I going to get all this done? That is never productive. That's never productive. Only thing you can do is just stay there in the moment, and I think maybe when we were talking about it, it's like, what's next? The next thing is we finish our coffee and we drive south. When we get to Bill's place, what's next? We do some Greco. And then we do that round. We do the 15-second increment of that round. I'm trying to get the underhook. If I get thrown, which I did many times, I try to do the break fall right.
Try to land properly.
That's my job in the moment. That's my job right now.
For sure.
And that detachment, and while it not so detached that you're not still aware of what you're going after, but that really worked for me, man, and made anxiety. You don't need to add any anxiety on top of any of the stuff.
No, you got it already.
You got enough already.
You got it already.